Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. I have my palette roundup for the month of September. I'm filming this super late because October has been absolutely crazy and I meant to get this up a little earlier and we're filming it the last weekend of October. I can't believe it. But yeah, like I said, October has been crazy. Before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes. Let me know what palettes you have been using. I'm always interested to know that. So let's talk about the palettes that I used in the month of September. I'm going to show you them in the order that I used them. So we have Ciate London. This is the New England palette. Then I have Too Faced Natural Lust because it's just a great palette for, you know, neutrals, lots of neutrals. Ocean Sunset, I was going for some fall themes. Desert Sunset, both of those are from Lorac. They're the Unzipped formula. Another one from Ciate. This is the Chloe Morello Pretty Fun and Fearless Palette Volume 2. I have no idea who Chloe Morello is, to tell you the truth. Kind of a classic, Alamar. This is the Reina del Caribe, something like that. I know I probably butchered that. Natural Love from Too Faced, because looking for those neutrals for work, right? Then we have Revolution. This is the Fire palette. I don't think there's anything else other than just fire. Violet Voss, All of You Forever. And then finally, Huda Gold Obsessions. All right, in 10th place, the lowest one is my Revolution palette. This is the Fire palette. And there's some interesting colors in here. I actually kind of like the top two rows. You can do a lot of like work appropriate looks with it. You don't have a lot of crazy. Like you have a couple that are warmer, that are brighter, but nothing like too crazy, you know? I had to look. So I said it stains a bit. That is why it is in the last place. I had some staining on it. I like some of the colors. Some of them are not my favorite, but there's a good mix and it can be practical. I should show you the swatches, right? I kind of forgot about that part. So here we go. We'll get them a little bit up close. Hopefully, yep, as soon as my face gets out of there, it changes the coloring. But you can see how they swatch. They swatch nice. But because of the staining, a little bit of eye irritation, that is why this is in last place. I don't know if I should keep this or if I should pass it along. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one, if I should keep it or pass it along, as well as the next one. Let me know your thoughts when I get to that one. In 9th place is my Desert Sunset from Lorac, and it has some gorgeous colors in it. I really love the Lorac formula of the Unzipped. I love this color story. It's really pretty. But I had some troubles with this, so I think this was one of my maybe declutters, unfortunately. So I said, should I declutter? It's just okay. It creased a bit. The shimmers were pretty bland. So I don't know, like they look really pretty when I swatch them. Like they look great, but I felt like they didn't perform on the eyes very well. And honestly, there was a little bit of like chunkiness to the mattes when I was swatching them too. So I think maybe this is one that needs to like send it to one of my friends to make art with it. Something like that. I don't know. But on the other hand, I'm like, it's so pretty. Like, look at how lovely that is. Maybe I need to give it another chance. Help me decide. Please help me decide. Give me feedback on the Desert Sunset as well as the Revolution. I feel like I'd rather declutter the Revolution because I have no like connection to it like I do with the Lorac. We are up to our third palette, which is in 8th place, and it's another Lorac. This is the Unzipped Ocean Sunset. I just don't like these as well as the original, like Unzipped. I feel like that color story just really popped more for me, and this one has like some nice colors, but it's not really a color story that I'm going to reach for immediately, if that makes sense. So I said the color story is okay. It's not outstanding. It works just okay. Nothing special. So, but it didn't crease on me the way that the Desert did, and it also didn't stain. So that's why it's getting a little bit higher up. But I don't know. Maybe I should be thinking about decluttering this one too. I know I already decluttered the mountain one. So, oh my gosh, I don't know. Those are so pretty. Like I look at those shimmery shimmers right there and I'm like, they're so pretty. But I don't know. I wasn't thinking about decluttering it till just this very moment. So let me know what you think. We are getting closer to the middle, and we are going to go with the Ciate palette, the first one for this month. And this is the Pretty Fun and Fearless palette, volume 2 by Chloe Morello, or in collaboration with Chloe Morello. And this is what it looks like. We're going to break this into 2 just because there's so many shades. There's 20 in here. So we have the first 10. They are pretty light overall, those first 2 rows. Kind of the colors that I most gravitate towards. You have a couple, you know, the shimmers are there. They're not the best shimmers though. My thoughts were it can look pretty, very mixed quality. The mattes are all right and the shimmers are mid. So kind of the mattes were where I found most of my luck. Let's talk about the bottom 2 rows. I don't think I used that silver. That silver was pretty nice. I mean, these are not the colors that I normally gravitate towards, these 2, but they were pretty nice, especially swatch. Like, look at them there. They look pretty nice. But this green, I was so looking forward to the greens, especially that chartreuse, and it is, it is so, like, barely there. You can't build it up, so very disappointing in that regard. But there are some nice colors here and there. Just, I wouldn't rely on the shimmers. I'm going to give these 2 a try later on, because I'm going to keep this one for sure and try to play with it a little bit more, but I don't know if it's going to be one that stays in my collection long term. But yeah, look at that green. Oh, just so disappointing, really. But like those 2, very nice. Next up we have the Alamar Rena del Caribe eyeshadow palette. This is volume 1. I have another one of these that was like purple colors. So here we go. Automatically, you see those blues and you know, I probably don't love those blues. Yeah, I don't love the blues. They're beautiful. I just don't love them on me. So I said the shimmers are very pretty. I hate the blues with an exclamation point. Oranges were meh, but I like the rest. So like these 2 here in the middle, not great. But if I could just have these 2 and then like these bottom 2. So these 2 and these 2, I like those. But those 2 didn't swatch very well. When I was swatching them, they were kind of patchy and had lots of fallout, but they worked better on the eyes. But look at that shimmer, like, whew, you got like metallic nice shimmers in this one. So I'm going to definitely keep this one. Probably definitely skip the blues, but maybe skip the oranges as well. We'll see. I did like a blue and orange look because that's what I had to work with, but I like it. I don't love it, but the shimmers are where it's at for this one for sure. We're at the halfway mark, or just past it, into the top 5, and we have the Violet Voss All of You Forever palette. And of course I had to get this because I love puns. I am so cheesy. I love puns. So when they did this, I was like, of course I want this palette. And let's see if I can hold it with the mirror. This is what it looks like. We have all of these shades. Do I love the greens? No, I'm not crazy about the greens. This one is super light. That's this shade right there, which is actually really good for me. It works really nice in the brow bone area. I like it for that. But let's talk about what my thoughts were. I said the mattes are really nice. They blend well. It's very soft. The shimmers weren't great. And for the most part, like those shimmers, you know, it's about half and half with shimmers and mattes. And I would keep this just for the mattes and use the mattes and, you know, maybe occasionally use some of the shimmers. I don't like the 2 green shimmers. They are not my favorite, but you know, there's some other shimmers that I could work with, but I really think like just having those mattes right there, really nice. So that's why it ended up just over the halfway mark into the top 5. Next up, we have the other Ciate London palette. This is the Editor palette New England. And in here, we have a lot of fall type colors. You have just a lot of colors. You have some purples, you have some maroons, you have some greens, you have some blues. You just have a little bit of everything in this palette, which made it a little complicated to create looks, I feel like. I just felt like it wasn't cohesive enough. Like it looks cohesive, but when you're trying to put looks together, that's when I was struggling. So I said so many shimmers, all right mattes. we needed more. This had just too many shimmers for me, which is unusual, but I felt like it had too many shimmers. I needed some more mattes to ground it. The mix was weird. That was my other thing. So I have all of them swatched, little tiny swatches, all 18 of them. Pretty colors. Like, there's some pretty shades in there. The shimmers are all right. The mattes are all right. I just feel like overall this performed a little better than some of the other palettes, and it was more of the color story that I didn't like as much as opposed to the formula, which was kind of part of the reason for the other ones. But yeah, just with the mattes that you have, it's hard. Like, you just need some more mattes because you're using those mattes over and over again. Or if you're trying to use as many shades in it as possible, which is what I try to do for these roundups, it got difficult to try to make some. Like, I hadn't even swatched many of those on the bottom row. Like, these 3 in here, hadn't even swatched those up to now. And of course, I'm not crazy about the blues, but overall, better quality than the Chloe Murillo one, but Ciate is gone out as far as I know. Maybe they'll make a comeback. I hope so, because I really love their setting powder. That's what I'm wearing today. But their eyeshadow formula I felt like was more hit and miss than some of their other products. In third spot, we have my Huda Gold Obsession palette. This is not my favorite Huda. And honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe I should have put it a little lower. But I feel like my top 2 were the easiest. And then everything else, and my bottom, like 2. And then everything else was kind of like, meh. Nothing really stood out or was like super exciting. I forgot to take notes on this one. So my last few days of the month, like my friend had just passed away, and I don't know, I just totally forgot to write down things. So here we go. This is what they all look like. Here's what they look like in this. This is kind of like almost a chunky glitter. It's not quite a chunky glitter. I don't like this one. The gold is a little chunky too. Like, I don't know. The shimmers in this are not great, but the nice thing is the mattes in here, and then you can, throw a shimmer on. It's pretty easy if you just kind of ignore these 2. You have some choices. It's going to look very similar every time you do it, but it's kind of an easy palette, so that's why I put it here. But like I said, I forgot to write down notes, so my memory, it's been like a month, so almost a month. We're just going from memory and from my swatches right now, why I put it where I did. All right, and the number 2 spot is my Natural Love palette, and I'm going to go a little off of what I normally do, and I'm not going to swatch everything in here because honestly, I didn't use all of these, and I kind of want to leave them untouched so that I know that I haven't used them. But like, I can tell this Dear Diary I haven't used, Push Up I haven't used, Spoiled I haven't used, so I kind of want to leave them like that so that I know which ones to use next time. And I'm just going to swatch a few of them. Maybe I'll do like 5. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like 6 and 6 or something like that. We'll see how many I have, because I'd rather just leave them and so I know which ones to use next. Yeah. So I did 2 from each row. There's a lot of fallout, I will say, with this. Let me read this to you really fast while I show you my palette. So I said some very pretty shades. I like the mix of shades, good quality overall. There is a lot of fallout with some of the shimmers. It's, it's not quite as exciting as the one that's in number 1, but there are some nice ones. So let's go. Here we go. So this is the ones that I swatched. I was trying to do like one thing of shimmers and one of mattes, but that 4th row doesn't have any mattes in it. So my top row is Nudie and Fairy Tale. Those are the top row. The middle row, I did Satin Sheets and Lace Teddy. Next one, I did Pink Cheeks and Kittens. So you got that little bit of purple right there. Then I did Coffee Date and Cutie Patootie, because there was no mattes in that row, but I mean, look at Cutie Patootie, like, very nice. And then my bottom row, I did Makeup and Chill and Honeymoon. And I might do Bunny Nose. Like, that was one that I remember liking. Is there another one that I feel like I have a... Now we'll just do one more down here so you can kind of see. That had a little chunk in it. That was weird, but that's what it looks like. I really like this one, and honestly, I could probably go a month just using this palette. I'd probably get a little bored, but I feel like there's so many in here that you can really do a lot of looks, and it's work appropriate. It would be easy to do. We made it to number 1, and it is the Natural Lust palette. I was a little surprised. I thought Natural Love would come in higher, but I ended up really liking this palette, so it ended up being my number 1 choice. Once again, there's a lot of shades that I haven't used in here, so I only did like 2 from each row, a shimmer and a matte from each row to kind of give you an idea. So here we go. There they are. Let's see. My first one I have Come and Get It and Sex Drive. Oh, these names, lovely. Then I did Love Spark and Afternoon Delight. I have to look at the colors. Then I did Flirty Pop, I believe. Yeah, Flirty Pop and Set in Stone, which is the darkest one. Then I did Too Good and Fall Hard. And then my bottom row, I did DM Me and Peep Show. So lots of different shades in there. Let's do one more. I noticed that this Oopsie Daisy, this gold I had, so let's give that a swatch as well. So you get one more of the shimmers in there. The shimmers just popped more, I feel like, in this one. So I said beautiful mix. I love the shimmers, the mattes blend, but there's a lot of fallout. There was a lot of fallout. I have been trying to clean it up because it's getting on my chair, it's getting on the floor, it's getting on my pants, and I don't want it on my shirt. So yeah, number 1 is the Natural Lust palette from Too Faced. So that is it for my palettes for the month of September. Quite a mix in there. I feel like October is going to have a mix too. Obviously, like what I'm wearing today is a little bit bolder. There's been a mix. So I'm going to be really interested to film that and see like where I end up ranking things. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, what your thoughts and opinions are on them. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.